I'm back. I feel the need to say something. Over the last few days, a few things have kind of popped up on my video watch lists and newsfeed stuff. There's a bit of a viral trend. I'm probably late to the party because I usually am, about the tan lines. What? The actual tan lines. So there's videos around of people intentionally getting themselves sunburnt so that they can show off the tan lines and the lovely cancer cells that they've just started growing. Okay, what do you think you're winning? That's all I'm going to ask. Well, actually, no, I've got a few questions. I've got a few questions. What are you winning? What do you think you're winning by doing this? Because as far as I can tell, your candidates for winning the Darwin Awards, the survival of the fittest, the stupidest people in our civilization, you're winning that. The prize? Cancer. That's what you're going to win. You're going to win some patchwork skin on your face, pieces of your ass and your stomach, your thighs will be attached to your face to make up for the bits that they had to cut off. You may or not ever keep your nose or some pieces of your ear. I've been a nurse since 1994. Spent a lot of time working in operating theatres, and even now in my current job, we cut skin cancers out every week. And I have seen people without various pieces of their face. I've seen people without a nose and pieces of their cheek and their jaw and an eye from melanoma. I have had skin cancer myself. I've had my first skin cancer removed when I was 12. I have a nice big scar up in my scalp. I remember I was in year 6 at school. I remember sitting in the doctor's office, Dr. Sippy in Bolton Street, and the old Dr. Sippy, not the current ones. And I remember sitting there. I had it done under local anesthetic. I had this little drape that kind of come over my head and I could still sort of see under it. And if you've ever had a cut on your face or your scalp, you know that it bleeds like the bejesus. And so I just really remember all of these bloody sponges being thrown down into the bucket as he was doing the surgery. I remember getting up when it was all done and just seeing all of the bloody sponges and stuff that was used to cut out this piece of cancer in my head. And I remember him saying that I would have been dead by the age of 16. Then I had my second cancer, a double excision on my back at 16. I had 2 skin cancers that were really close together, so they did a really big wide excision. I was 19. And at the time I was doing Taekwondo, and I was supposed to, not do anything for a few weeks, but I didn't really listen. So I now have a pretty decent size scar on my back that sort of stretched a bit because that split. And then in 2019, I had another big melanoma cut off my lower leg. And that was, I had to go into the Mater Hospital to have that, and went through the melanoma unit and everything. So I had massive excision taken off my lower leg, the biopsy of the sentinel nodes up in my thigh, Everything was clear, margins were clear, they didn't invade into my lymph nodes, thankfully. That little thing came up so fast because I had just had my skin check done in the October, and by Christmas I had this new spot on my leg. Went to the doctor about something else and asked him, hey, what is this thing on my leg? This was in the January. He did the biopsy of it. Took about 2 weeks because that sample got sent all over Australia for different pathologists to check it because it was something a bit weird compared to normal. So yeah, and then I was in the melanoma unit within a couple of days. I remember them calling me at work and they said, can you come in this afternoon? And so I had to clear my patients for the day and go in there, and I spent a couple of hours there and they were planning everything for me right there and then on the spot. So that's what you're winning, you dumb shits. You're winning surgery, you're winning cancer, you are winning expensive repair work down the track, because if you're lucky, if you're not one of the 2 out of 3 Australian people who will have skin cancer of some kind in their life, then at the very least, you're going to be spending a shit ton of money on trying to remove the evidence of your sun worshipping. Now, I love the sun. I still go out in the sun, but I wear sunscreen. I grew up in the 70s and 80s where we didn't even have the faintest idea about this stuff. We would go out and get burnt like bejesus every goddamn summer. Every week I got sunburned. Every week. This damage happens when you are in your younger years. It happens in your childhood and your teen years. So if you're out there in your teenage years and in your early 20s and you think it's fucking cool to go and get burnt, then stop it. Just stop it. Australia is the skin cancer capital of the world. We have the highest melanoma rates in the world. In the world. It's the 3rd biggest cancer killer behind prostate cancer and breast cancer. Then it's melanoma. Then it's bowel cancer. Top 3. That's what you're winning. You're not winning at anything else in life. You're not winning in popularity. You're not winning in getting your 15 minutes of fame. You're not winning the notoriety of going, I've got the best tan lines. In 20 years, you'll be comparing your scars. You'll be comparing the radiation or the chemotherapy side effects that you have with your best friend because you were sitting out there in the sun. It just makes me so mad. It just makes me so mad. So there's my 2 bobs worth, for what it's worth. But hey, if it makes somebody listen and stop doing what they're doing, ask my kids. I've drummed this into them all their lives, and I used to go nuts about them getting sunburnt. And I used to always tell them the stories like, you know, I got cancer when I was 12 and I had things getting cut out of my body. So they'll verify that this is exactly what I used to tell them. So please stop. It's not funny. It's not cool. It's not sexy. It's just dumb. Really dumb. Thank you.